This is the most explosive development in modern British political history. The man once paraded as the clean, uncheckable leader of the Labour Party has now been hit by a direct order from the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom, an order that demands Keir Starmer resign immediately. Not in a few months, not after a party vote now. The court's decision follows a shocking series of events that unfolded live on national television, where leaked documents exposed a £4 million secret deal tied to a Cayman Islands hedge fund. Money that was allegedly funneled through a tangled web of offshore accounts, funds that are directly connected to fossil fuel giants, arms manufacturers, and private healthcare corporations profiting from the NHS. The political world is in freefall. What began as whispers in parliamentary corridors has erupted into a full-blown legal, ethical, and constitutional crisis. The court's judgment leaves no ambiguity. The findings aren't speculative. They're legal, binding, and devastating. Starmer stands accused of knowingly accepting this massive donation, without transparency, in clear violation of British political finance laws. And worse, this hedge fund is tied to the very same industries Starmer claimed Labour would dismantle. The very policies that once rallied the public behind him now lie in shambles, exposed as a smokescreen. Fossil fuel investments, arms contracts, private health profiteering. All funded through money his party accepted, hidden from the people he was elected to serve. The Supreme Court did not hold back. In a statement read publicly in court, they warned that Keir Starmer's leadership is no longer compatible with public trust or the standards required in a functioning democracy. Those words hit like a bombshell. The verdict wasn't just a political rebuke, it was a legal indictment. A message to the country that the Labour leader has become a liability to the integrity of British democracy. The moment this ruling went public, chaos erupted across Westminster. Inside Labour HQ, phones were ringing off the hook. Party staff described the mood as catastrophic. Communications were suspended. MPs were frantically distancing themselves from Starmer. Journalists scrambled to keep pace as newsrooms flashed the headlines in red. Starmer ordered to resign. Cayman Island scandal confirmed. Labour imploding. Crowds quickly formed outside Labour's central offices in London. Protesters, some waving placards that read "Fraud must fall," chanted for immediate justice. Hashtags like #Starmer must go and #CaymanGate exploded across social media. In a matter of minutes, this had become the top story in the nation across every platform, every screen, every home. Behind the scenes, insiders say Keir Starmer was completely unprepared. His legal team expected the process to drag out. But what came instead was swift and brutal. A formal demand from the nation's highest court: resign, or face the very real possibility of criminal charges that include electoral fraud and misconduct in public office. And the evidence, it's damning. Internal party emails, leaked to the court and now made public, reveal that senior Labour officials raised serious objections to the donation long before it was finalised. Concerns were voiced, red flags were raised. But Starmer, according to those documents, dismissed them. The court's language was stark. These warnings were deliberately ignored in pursuit of electoral advantage. That pursuit now lies in ruin. Political allies have gone silent. Shadow ministers are holding emergency meetings, and more than 40 Labour MPs have signed a private letter calling for Starmer's immediate resignation, not for optics, but for survival. One chilling line from the letter reads, "We will not go down with a captain who steers us into disaster." In the days that followed the ruling, Labour's internal unity has shattered. Momentum, the powerful grassroots group once backing Jeremy Corbyn, has announced plans to mobilise against Starmer. Their public statement declared, "Starmer has betrayed the soul of this party. He must go, or the people will remove him. Protests have already started in Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, and Leeds. Even Labour's financial backbone is showing cracks. Unite the Union, one of the party's largest donors, has issued a firm warning. In their words, "We cannot support a party that allows corruption and opacity at the top. That threat is no bluff. Without union money, Labour cannot fund a national election campaign." At the centre of this storm, Starmer has remained silent. No press statement, no press conference, no tweet. His absence has only deepened the crisis. His supporters are panicking. Advisers are split, some urging him to resign gracefully, others pushing for a public defense. But so far, nothing, only silence. That silence is enraging his colleagues and fueling speculation that he no longer has control over his party or the situation. And the backlash isn't just coming from the opposition. Senior Conservatives have wasted no time in launching a media offensive. Reform UK has declared Labour a crime scene. Nigel Farage, speaking live from Manchester, said, "This is proof. Starmer is a puppet for foreign profiteers." Donations to Reform UK surged in the following hours. Their social media accounts exploded with support. The Electoral Commission, under massive public pressure, has announced it is reopening investigations into all Labour financing for the past 4 years. Meanwhile, the Met's anti-corruption unit has opened a file. Political commentators are calling this the most severe legal reckoning for a major UK political party in generations. And still, the revelations keep coming. One major UK broadcaster has now released evidence suggesting over £39,000 in undisclosed luxury gifts were given to Starmer during closed-door meetings with EU-linked lobbyists. The items include designer watches, hotel stays, and even promises of post-Brexit cooperation frameworks, all documented in leaked emails and encrypted messages now verified by cyber experts. The British public is enraged. Voters on all sides feel betrayed, not just by a man, but by the system. This isn't about party lines anymore. It's about trust, secrecy, and the fear that democracy is being bought and sold behind closed doors. Polling shows over 70% of the British public want Starmer to step down immediately. Among them, nearly half are Labour voters. Some are burning their membership cards, live on social media. Others are demanding a complete overhaul of party leadership. There is now talk of emergency elections, splinter parties, and coalition alternatives rising from Labour's ashes. At the royal level, whispers have begun to circulate. One palace source leaked that His Majesty the King has requested briefings on constitutional options. While royal intervention is rare, the scale of the crisis may call for unprecedented action. Labour's national campaign has come to a halt. Local organisers are resigning, PR firms are cutting ties. With elections looming, Starmer's silence is no longer sustainable. Rumours suggest his legal team has begun drafting a resignation speech. But insiders say he remains convinced he can survive. He doesn't realise it's already over, one advisor reportedly said. The illusion of stability is gone. Across Britain, people are watching one of the most powerful political figures of our time unravel in real time. And behind every headline, there's a deeper truth. The belief in politics, in integrity, in leadership has been shaken. This crisis isn't just about Labour, it's about the future of British democracy. It's about whether the public still has a voice, whether laws matter when power is involved, whether justice can reach even the highest office in the land. And as the headlines dominate airwaves, as Parliament braces for emergency sessions, and as protests intensify across every major city, one question grows louder. Will Keir Starmer resign before his party, his reputation, and his legacy are reduced to ashes? Or will he drag it all down with him? This is Britain's reckoning.